The future of the series format at the moment, a two-test series, which at the moment from an Australian perspective makes it feel like it's near impossible to win it back. Is it going to stay that way forever, do you think?
Well, I mean, I think it's obviously disappointing we haven't won it since 2002, and it's had some good teams pressed for it as well since then. I think that everyone probably wants a three-test series. I think if you look at the great series of all different codes all around the world, if you've got an opportunity to play best of three, obviously we had the Lions series here in July and August, and you had the opportunity to play three tests. Then I think that it's a logical step. Next, I think one of the big challenges right across world rugby is just the calendar, and how do you ensure that your scheduling allows it to happen, and obviously player welfare and fatigue is a big part. But actually, if you think about the actual concept and you think about successful tournaments and series, they're normally an odd number and best of three. And as we've seen, when we've won one test in a two-test series, we haven't been able to get the second test, haven't been able to actually win back the Bledisloe Cup. And we're all, as Australian sporting lovers, we'd all love to have the Bledisloe Cup back in Australia.
That genuine question, you said, I think we'd all like to see a three-test series, because you're right, the biggest sporting events or biggest sporting series are usually an odd number, and usually it's three. Are New Zealand rugby open to the idea? Is it a discussion point around changing the format?
Oh, we just obviously spent the weekend with our counterparts in New Zealand, and they're very constructive around the path forward. And I think the challenges that we all have globally as a game is how do we drive more interesting content? How do we become more fan-centric and drive what's really important to the spectator? And the conversations that we had in New Zealand over the weekend were really positive, really constructive, and I think we're strongly aligned to driving more interest into rugby in this region. And I think concepts like the one we just talked about are very much on the agenda.